Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 13th. This week you have the Survival Power card and also this Hidden Gem card. So, I mean, you have been you had to be a survivor in 2024. And so, I think that survival energy gave you, a lot of power, and that's definitely what I would be focusing on. The Hidden Gem card can represent like a hidden gem coming in for you, and I would say that it's probably the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot because sometimes I feel that it's just that one thing we need to motivate us towards success. It's just like that one thing we need that gets us moving towards success as well. It's kind of like that spark of hope or, a spark of inspiration that comes in. And if we move towards that spark, then we not only become inspired, but we also become more successful. So, I feel for a lot of you that this is encouraging you to move towards a spark. Now, you have the Tower and the Ten of Swords here, but they're both coming up in the good stuff, so wouldn't even worry about it. Although I do think that we are going to see plenty of Tower moments in 2025. Crazy things happening in the world, all sorts of stuff, things you never thought would happen. So mark my words. There you go. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is also, like I said, a card of inspiration. We are in a time of inspiration because of Pluto and Aquarius, so anything that inspires you or interests you, I would learn more about it or just explore it, literally. I think that being playful is probably one of the best energies that we can have at this time, or that we can use for ourselves, is what I'm trying to say. And so it's like one of those things. If I think that we shouldn't be taking things too seriously, and it's not that it's not serious, it's just that we are just more willing to explore, right? And so, like, if you come up with a business idea, play with it. Don't take it so seriously that you say to yourself, I need to make $1 million with this right this second, right? That's too serious. But saying, I'll just see where this goes. I'm just going to play around with it, see what happens, see what I learn. And if nothing else, I have a wonderful experience, right? And so I think having that attitude is the attitude of success right now. Just not getting all bent out of shape when things don't work, but just kind of looking at it as an experience. And I think that would be very helpful for you. You have the Death card, and the Death card, of course, can represent a transformation. I like the Death card in your reading. These two pillars back here are the two pillars from the Moon card, and the Sun is coming up between those two pillars. And, the Moon is kind of like a period of confusion. But the Death card can kind of represent the light at the end of the tunnel, or, coming into the light. And so I feel a lot of you are coming into the light at this time, or you could just be experiencing a lighter energy in general. On top of that, we also have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is about following your heart and your intuition. She has this big cup in front of her, and, that cup, it almost looks like a trophy. So I always say that this really kind of represents following your heart and valuing what your heart is telling you to do. And not only that, we go up to the Nine of Cups to the Eight of Pentacles in this diagonal right here. And so the Eight of Pentacles would be you working on something that is connected to your heart. And sorry, I don't want to go there. Not yet. We have to clarify this row. But I think working on what your heart is telling you to work on is a good idea. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. So she can kind of like see the future almost because she only has clouds halfway up her body. And so she is seeing more clearly, which is, of course, a good thing. And you could be gaining clarity on something that is going to change your fortunes. You show up twice. Again, I'm pretty sure this happened to you in your last reading, but we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card. Both cards are your cards, Sagittarius. So you are definitely kind of like showing up in a strong position here. With the Death card, yes, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely a change in work. We've been talking about it for months for you, Sagittarius, that, there's some sort of change in the way that you work or in your work in some way. And I feel this change will be very beneficial. I mean, Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So, literally represents more money coming in the future. With the Queen of Cups here, you have the Star, which is great, especially in a reading with the Tower, even though the Tower's coming up in the good stuff. We definitely want to have the Star. The Star represents healing from a Tower moment. And, and funny enough, I was going to say that, I think the Tower coming up in the good stuff is just saying that you're seeing how, and especially with the Ten of Swords and the good stuff, that you're probably seeing how a Tower that happened to you was actually a blessing, not a curse. So I kind of feel that here. Now we can grab these two cards. In the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Sloth Spirit. It says, appreciate where you are in your journey instead of wishing it were easier or different. I kind of feel that is saying what I was saying about, like, just enjoy the process. Don't, get too caught up in, like, this needs to go this way, like, be more flexible and playful with things. I kind of feel that's what that card's saying. You have this Libra card. It says new love. It says a new romantic relationship is unfolding that will be deeply meaningful for you. We don't really see a lot of love here, but you do have the Queen of Cups, which is following your heart. So you could be falling in love with an idea, or you could be falling in love with yourself, which is even better. I think that's the best form of love, is love yourself first, and then everything else will follow. So, I kind of feel that type of love coming in here. And again, we don't really see people here anyway. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, and the Hangman. Wheel of Fortune is definitely a change in your fortunes. It's your card. And, again, we've been saying this for like the past couple weeks now that it seems like things are improving or the energy exists. I like to remind people that, tarot is just energy. It can't make anything happen for you. So you have to embrace this energy for changes to happen. And you also have to create the changes. So, the Wheel of Fortune says we have to double down on the good things that are happening in our life. And we have to take care of the challenges and face our challenges very quickly to get rid of them. And if we do that, we will change. We also have to focus on our vibration over here. So if we are speaking negatively, we're going to have a very hard time. If we start speaking positively, then we are going to have a much better time. And so that's what I would do here, is speak more positively. I always say, like, people always say to me, like, why are your readings always so positive? I'm like, well, first off, they're not positive or negative, and that's not the point of tarot. Tarot is energy you can work with. It's not positive or negative. You can do what you want with it. So to those people, I always say, sure, you're going to lose all your money and bad things are going to happen and you're going to have a tower moment. There's the negative reading for the people that want to be negative. But by speaking negatively, you're just telling the story of what has already happened, right? Which is not helpful in life at all. You're just talking about things that you've already been through, right? So you might as well start telling a better story so that you can start living a better story. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune wants us to do. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment or fulfillment in general. Again, an action we can take with the with the Nine of Cups is to match the energy of what we want. The story of the Nine of Cups is that he's about to have a feast, and he's meant to look a little bit chubby because he has had a feast before. And so the card itself says that for us to have something, we have to have it before we can have it. And people always say, how is that possible? And I always say, well, all you have to do is adopt the habits of success, adopt the habits of love. Treat yourself as if you are in love with yourself. Bathe in the energy of love and or wealth or success, and you will get what you want with the Nine of Cups. And it's about adopting the habits, the energy, the thought patterns, the telling the successful story. When you mix all that together, you get the Nine of Cups and you get results. We also have the Eight of Pentacles kind of touching the card twice here and here. So this is definitely an action that I would take. The Eight of Pentacles is something that builds over time. So you can't just have one good thought and expect a change. You have to, work on this over a period of time and things will improve. You have the Hangman. The Hangman is like waiting. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. He's gained enlightenment, but it's time for him to get off the tree and start moving forward. So I do feel it, the reading itself is saying it's time for action for you, Sagittarius. And I would be, taking action in new directions with this card, with that card. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, needing to see that things can go another way. Two of Swords, she's trying to protect her heart. She's thinking this or that, but she has this new island behind her here. And that new island says that things can go a different way, than she is thinking. But she just needs to take her blindfold off and realize that she can go to this new world or this new island that exists behind her. And so I feel that a lot of you need to believe that things can change or get better. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about progress. I actually feel pretty good about this. I kind of go both ways on the Knight of Pentacles. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving. But sometimes I do feel that he is making progress. And in your reading, I do feel that you are making progress towards your goal, which is good. With the Hangman, you have the Nine of Swords. Yes, you have to get out of Hangman mode. The Nine of Swords is stuck where he is. He's having a nightmare. He's woken up and he's stuck in a nightmare. I don't consider the Tower to be the worst card in the tarot. To me, the Nine of Swords is the worst card in the tarot because he is stuck in a nightmare. But he's in pain. But the real problem with this card is that he's not in enough pain to make a change. There are so many different examples of this, but it's like a lot of people, they'll make a lot of money, for example, and then they come back down to a comfort zone, and then they go back up again, and then they come down and they go back up again, because what happens is they get into comfort, and then they stop doing what they're doing for things to be successful, and they come down to pain, and once they're in enough pain to make a change, they go back up. I've heard this story from so many business people that they make a bunch of money, then they get into a bad situation because they buy too many Ferraris or whatever, right? And then they kind of screw themselves, and then they force themselves to be successful again. But I believe we can just go up, create an improvement, and stay there if we maintain the standard. And so the Nine of Swords says we need to get out of those moments where we have to be in pain to make a change, and we just have to make the change, maintain the standard. And I feel like that's what the Nine of Swords is saying to you. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says adjustments are required. Yes. You have this bring love into the situation. The whole entire reading is about love, but it's about you loving yourself is really what this reading is saying. There really are no people here, and it's not a love reading, although it could be, of course. I think, like I always say, I think love is always available to us if we want it, but I really feel this reading is about you loving yourself more than anything else, right? And that's what I would do here. Nothing is going to work the first time, right? And that's kind of the challenge that we are all experiencing right now, is that if we're going to work on something, we have to be willing to adjust and make adjustments and then adjust again. And as long as you do that, I think you'll find success. You have the Eight of Pentacles, this Temperance card, and the Five of Swords. Eight of Pentacles, again, is kind of like diligent work. So he is working diligently towards something that he's trying to accomplish. I believe that diligent work is going to be your best friend, just kind of like maintaining standards with that Nine of Swords, doing things to improve your life. And it's like maybe you need to get into a habit of waking up and getting dressed if you've been wearing pajamas every single day, right? Maybe, do something to make yourself feel better and do it every day and then start there, right? And there's no shame in doing that. So that's what I would do. Start small and then build from there with the Eight of Pentacles, and then keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is kind of your card, number one. So it puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want out of life. Temperance is also about alchemy, turning your situation around. And, again, all your readings lately have been really about you kind of lifting yourself up and, turning your situation around, improving your situation in some way. But only you can do it. So, I feel for a lot of you that you are ready to improve your situation, or you are ready to turn your situation around, and now it's like time to do it with this card. You have the Five of Swords. A Five of Swords can represent a separation or a breakup. I do feel like some of you could be letting something go, because we have the Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords right here, even though the Ten of Swords is coming up in the good stuff. This could be anything. I'm not really picking up on like one thing or the other here, Sagittarius. This could be a relationship, a connection. It could be your job that you need to let go of, or a job. It could be anything. But I do feel that some of you are thinking about like walking away from something here. And, I would do it, basically. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Yes, success. Chariot is quick success as well. Chariot is also about making yourself unique. He's leaving the city behind him behind. In the city, everything is the same. So he is, the Chariot's true meaning is to set yourself apart. To have the victory with the Chariot, we have to set ourselves apart. We have to do things that will set ourselves apart, or that will make us unique or different in some way. Or, we have to do what we haven't done. Nine of Swords, right? Nine of Swords says, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're just going to keep getting what you got, right? So we have to make a change with the Chariot to find the success. With the Temperance card, you have the Moon card. No one is clear on what to do right now. We still have Neptune and Pisces. Neptune will move into Aries this year, but then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. I always say one of my big bugaboos with Neptune and Pisces is like normally we set out to accomplish something, and there are like milestones. There are little clues that along the way that we're going in the right direction. Neptune and Pisces, I think, is like the universe spirit trying to teach us that we have to trust ourselves. So instead of those milestones being like this close, they're like this close. They're very far away. And it's what it is the universe is asking all of us, and especially because we're at the end of Neptune and Pisces, the universe is asking all of us, like, can you pick something, a change that you want to make in your life, and see it through to the end without needing the feedback, the approval of others, needing other people to love you to do it? Do you need the guidance of others, or can you just do it because it feels like the right thing to do? And again, Neptune and Pisces trying to get us to trust our inner voice, or trying to get us to trust our intuition. So that's what I would do here with the moon. See something through to the end. With the Five of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. You've definitely had a lot of lessons involving people in your life, all relationships, types, friendships, family, all that other stuff. Three of Pentacles might say that you're kind of like forming a closer group or a smaller group of people who support you. But again, these people are probably more concentrated. They're more kind of like they're more quality connections. And I feel that's what you could be focusing on. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this purpose card and this regret card. Some of you, the good thing about the regret card is it could say you're releasing regrets. A lot of people have been getting the judgment card. You don't have the judgment card here. I'm just saying, a lot of people have been getting these messages of purpose this week, and a lot of you could be more focused on your purpose. You have the Tower, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Again, I really get some sort of blessing in disguise here, which I think has been coming up for you. Again, it can take a while for you to realize that a past situation wasn't right, and it's actually a blessing that you didn't follow through with something. So it might take some time, but I kind of feel that. I also like the Tower and the good stuff for seeing the truth. The whole point of the Tower is that these people are coming out of the Tower. They've been trying to ignore reality inside the Tower, and now the universe is forcing them to see reality for how it actually is. So the Tower it doesn't really represent truth, but it kind of does, because it says that you're entering into the truth. You are entering into the world as it really is, and you're accepting the reality. So I think it's kind of a good thing. You have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can represent being spoiled for choice or having a lot of options. I do feel that, for those of you that have been struggling to find a job or a position, I feel like there could be more options. But I feel like this could be any type of option that's coming in for you. This could be more options in love, more options in life, just in general. I also feel with the Two of Swords that showing up in the reading, that you could just be being more open to other ways of doing things. Again, the Two of Swords is thinking this or that. She thinks she only has two options on how she can accomplish something or do something with her life. The Seven of Cups would say now you're seeing all the options, all the ways that you can accomplish, and it's like giving you more options. You have the Ten of Swords. Again, Ten of Swords and the good stuff is definitely a blessing in disguise. He's making the same symbol that the Hierophant is making on his card right here, and that symbol represents a blessing. So I think a lot of you could be experiencing like a blessing in disguise, or seeing that something is a blessing in disguise. With the Tower, you have the Lovers. Could be surprise new love. Again, you have that new love card. So, it could just, the Tower and the good stuff can just be a surprise that you are attracting a person, or that a person is coming in for you. The Lover, if you don't want love, and even if you do, the Lovers can also represent like a new path, or a new choice that you're making in your life. And so it could be a little bit surprising that you're, deciding to move in a new direction or make a change. But, this would be a positive change. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups. Yep, fortune after difficulty, good things happening after a difficult period of time. So Ten of Cups is very positive. Ten of Cups wants us to focus on our happiness and, create more happiness in our world. And that's definitely what I would do here with that card. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering, healing. And so I think a lot of you could be healing from whatever this Ten of Swords, Tower moment was basically in your life, and obviously that would be a good thing. You have this Quill card. It says getting back to basics. Yes, keep it simple. Since 2024, this card, and there are some other cards that basically say the same thing, have been coming up quite a bit. And I think like the simple answer is the answer, so just keep it simple. You have this door. It says opportunities are waiting for you. Yes, you just have to open the doors, right? The Lovers even says that. Like the Lover says, all we have to do is choose the other choice, the choice that we've never chosen before. And we just need to choose a new path. And if you do that, I think you'll be opening doors here. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. Yes, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is the concentrated juice. It is like the people that are like really quality connections, not just like people, right? And so I would be focusing on quality connections because I think those are the people that are actually gonna make an impact in your life right now. And that's what I would focus on. You have this crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Yeah, definitely. You are definitely birthing something new. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is kind of like feeling inspired or being inspired to create something new. And so I feel a lot of you, it's out with the old in with the new, with the Ace of Wands. You have this bird perched. It says waiting for news, package, or letter. A lot of people have been getting communication stuff this week. And sorry, I threw the card. It's gone. So anyway, a lot of people have been getting communication cards this week. So I think there could be communication. But this looks really, really good, Sag. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.